Hello, beautiful souls. I felt deeply called to come on today because there's been a peculiar energy lingering in the air lately. It's not just me. After speaking with others, I realized many of us seem to be tuning into this same undercurrent. So, I wanted to take a moment to hold space for this energy and dive into it together. Let's explore what messages the universe might have for us in this moment. Right away, I want to acknowledge the heaviness I've been sensing. This weighty, lethargic feeling that almost feels like moving through molasses. For those of you who might also be experiencing tiredness, sluggishness, or a sense of being a bit off, know that you're not alone. This energy seems to be touching many of us right now. And I believe there's a purpose behind it, even if it doesn't feel clear in the moment. Before we begin, allow me to introduce myself. Welcome to Magnetize Official, where we focus on readings that bring clarity, purpose, and direction to your life. These messages are here to inspire you and help you create a brighter present and future. Quick question. Have you subscribed to Magnetize Official yet? If not, now's the perfect time. We're on an exciting journey to reach 100,000 subscribers, and your support means the world to us. Let's grow together. Now, I won't keep you waiting any longer. Are you ready for today's insights? If you are, drop a "Yes, I'm ready" in the comments below. Let's co-create this beautiful energy together. Interestingly, something serendipitous happened as I was preparing to pull cards for today's reading. When I reached for the Energy Oracle cards deck, I grabbed the entire deck, but somehow left one card behind on the table. Now, if you're familiar with my work, you know I don't believe in accidents or coincidences. Every moment carries meaning, and this one was no exception. The card I accidentally left behind was the Victory card, a powerful message in itself, often symbolizing breakthroughs, triumphs, and moments of clarity after struggle. This feels significant. It's as though this card is reminding us that, even in moments of heaviness or fatigue, there's something big shifting beneath the surface. It's not the end of the journey. It's a moment of pause before the breakthrough arrives. All day, I've been feeling this strange yet familiar sensation, almost like when you've been running hard and suddenly stop to catch your breath. Do you know that feeling? Your heart races, your lungs expand, and for a moment, you're suspended between effort and rest. That's the energy I'm picking up on right now. It's as if many of us have been moving at full speed, physically, emotionally, or spiritually, and now the universe is urging us to pause, recalibrate, and breathe. This collective energy feels like a metaphorical catching of our breath. It's a moment of integration, where the progress we've made is sinking in, preparing us for the next leg of the journey. If you've been feeling like you're forced to slow down or even stop, don't resist it. This pause isn't a setback, it's preparation. So, let's lean into this space together. Let's honor the tiredness, the stillness, and even the discomfort, knowing that the Victory card has already shown itself. The breakthroughs are on their way, even if we can't fully see them yet. Let's talk about what this moment of pause truly represents. This is a time of rest and renewal, a sacred invitation to slow down, breathe, and just be. And here's something important I'm hearing loud and clear. Don't feel guilty about it. If you've been feeling the need to pull back, to restore your energy, but have been battling guilt for taking that time, this is your confirmation that it's okay. More than okay. It's necessary. Part of the reason you're being guided to rest isn't just about physical recovery. It's also about releasing the deeply ingrained guilt that often surrounds taking time for yourself. For many of us, this guilt is not even entirely ours. It's generational. All day, I've been seeing flashes of feminine ancestors, and I feel strongly that they represent your maternal line. For those of you who resonate with the divine feminine energy, this pause is about something much bigger than just personal rest. You are actively healing deep, ancestral wounds, generational curses, if you will, that have been carried through your lineage. Here's the remarkable thing. This healing is happening subconsciously. You might not even realize it, but when you experience those waves of heavy emotions, guilt, sadness, or even unexplainable fatigue, you're releasing pain that isn't entirely yours. You're breaking cycles that have existed for generations. For many of you, these patterns could look different depending on what has been passed down through your maternal line. However, one theme coming through very strongly right now involves self-image and the relationship with your physical body. This next part might feel specific, so only take it if it resonates with you. One ancestral pattern I'm picking up on involves feminine ancestors who at some point disconnected spiritually from their physical bodies. It feels like they had to fragment themselves, detaching from their bodies emotionally or spiritually as a survival mechanism. Perhaps they lived in environments that were physically or emotionally unsafe, or perhaps they faced societal pressures so intense that they felt they couldn't fully embody themselves. I have to pause for a moment because the energy coming through right now is incredibly intense, especially for this specific collective. It's as if these feminine ancestors had no choice but to detach from themselves in a way that left them fragmented. There was a sense of survival, and in order to endure, they had to disconnect from their physical form. It's heavy, and I'm feeling it deeply as I share this. Now, when it comes to feminine energy, though this also applies to masculine energy, since we all carry a balance of both, it's important to remember that our intuition is often felt through the body. This is not just a mental or emotional sense. It's deeply rooted in the physical. Our intuition speaks to us through sensations, through signals, or perhaps even symbols that show up in our lives. I'm feeling a message coming through that symbols are especially significant right now. For some of you, it could be something as personal as tattoos on your skin, or perhaps a piece of jewelry passed down from a feminine ancestor, something that carries the energy of your lineage. If you've been thinking about symbols lately, pay attention. They might be key to unlocking some deep wisdom and healing for you. Let me take a moment to breathe here, because these blocks of energy are so potent and unexpected. It's almost as if the information is coming through in waves, and I need a second to translate it all clearly. When I tap into the energy of these feminine ancestors, I sense that when they disconnected from their bodies, they didn't just experience a momentary loss of awareness, they became numb, in a sense. For some of them, this deep spiritual disconnection led others to label it as psychological issues, but what I'm picking up on is something much deeper. It wasn't just a mental health struggle, it was a survival mechanism. To cope with the harshness of their environments, their souls had to sever their connection to their physical bodies. Their bodies were constantly speaking to them, trying to send signals, but due to the overwhelming circumstances, they didn't have the resources to listen to or act on those signals. And so, as a way to numb the intensity of their intuition, they had to spiritually detach, almost as if shutting off that inner voice in order to survive in a world that was too harsh to navigate with their full sensitivity. This disconnection wasn't a choice. It was a necessity for them to endure. But now, here you are, as a part of this lineage, healing what was broken. As you reconnect with your own intuition and body, you are also healing these ancestral wounds and breaking these cycles. If you've been feeling blocked or disconnected from your intuition lately, understand that this is part of a much bigger, collective healing process. You're not only reclaiming your own body and soul's connection, you're healing a deep ancestral wound that has echoed through generations. And with every step you take toward embracing your body and intuition fully, you are helping to restore this connection for not only yourself, but also for those who came before you. If this part of the collective resonates with you, you've likely noticed that when it comes to following your intuition, there's no ignoring it for long. It's as though when you start heading down a path that doesn't feel right or aligned for you, your body immediately starts sending you signals. You might experience physical sensations like stomach aches, headaches, or just a general sense of discomfort. It's your body's way of communicating with you, a reminder that something is off. Now, of course, I'm not a doctor, so if you're experiencing physical symptoms, it's always important to check in with a healthcare professional. But the truth is, the body has its own language of intuition. I'm sensing that your intuition speaks to you in these subtle, or sometimes very clear ways. When you're walking a path that doesn't resonate with your true self, you feel it deeply in your body. You've likely found that you can't disconnect from it, no matter how hard you try. This connection to your intuition is so strong that it might have led you to make decisions that others didn't quite understand. From an outsider's perspective, it may have looked like you were making sudden, drastic moves, perhaps leaving a job, quitting school, or taking a bold leap in another area of your life. But in reality, these choices were born out of an internal necessity. You couldn't stay on a path that didn't feel aligned for you. Your intuition made it impossible to ignore, and so you chose to honor it, even if it meant making bold or unexpected changes. This deep connection to your inner guidance might have also created tension in your relationships. Maybe you found it difficult to just go along, to get along. Or you've struggled with the pressure to conform when something didn't sit right with you. You couldn't pretend that everything was fine when your intuition was telling you otherwise. This might have caused some friction with others, but it's also a sign of your unwavering commitment to honoring your true self. You've likely learned that listening to your intuition may not always be the easiest choice, but it's the only path that truly aligns with who you are. Even when it leads to tough decisions or challenges in your relationships, it's this connection that is guiding you toward your highest good. And as you continue to trust it, you're moving closer to living a life that is in full alignment with your soul. Chances are, you've noticed that your body requires more rest and care than what others might consider normal or necessary. You may find that after being around large groups of people or in crowded spaces, you feel the need to cleanse your energy physically. You're highly sensitive to the energy around you, and you can feel it in your body, almost like you've absorbed it. And once that happens, you need to clear it away to restore your balance. This need for physical and energetic care has always been essential to your well-being, even if you didn't fully understand it at first. In the past, when you weren't as conscious of this connection, it might have felt frustrating, as though your body required more maintenance than others. But over time, you've developed routines to nurture your body and energy, whether that's through mindful eating, exercise, sleep, or rest. You might need more sleep than most people, or perhaps you find yourself taking naps during the day to recharge. Whatever it looks like, these rituals are crucial for you to function at your best. You've learned to move to the beat of your own rhythm, the rhythm that aligns with your body and soul. Even if it feels like you're sometimes out of sync with those around you, you've had to follow your own inner beat when it comes to caring for your physical self. You might even be very selective about who you allow into your personal space, or who gets close enough to touch your physical being. This isn't just about personal boundaries. It's about protecting your energy and maintaining a sacred connection to your body. This deep need for connection to your physical self is linked to the generational healing you're doing, especially when it comes to your maternal line. You are actively breaking a cycle that's been passed down, one that required women to disconnect from their bodies, numb themselves, or fragment their energy in order to survive or cope with challenging circumstances. But you are not willing to do that. You refuse to fragment, numb, or dilute yourself in any way. You're living fully and completely in your body, with your soul pouring through you, expressing its full potential. This is incredibly healing, not just for you, but for your entire maternal lineage. While it may sometimes feel like your choices are leading to confusion, chaos, or routines that others don't quite understand, know that they are part of a much deeper, transformative process. You are healing this generational wound by staying fully connected to yourself, honoring your body, and listening to the rhythms that come from within. In doing so, you're not just nurturing your own soul, you're also helping to heal and restore the women who came before you. As I was shuffling the cards, the appreciation card came out in reverse, and immediately I felt a powerful message about a second generational curse you are breaking, especially as a divine feminine. This one is tied to past lives, either from previous lifetimes or even from this one, but it feels as though it comes from a time that seems distant, almost like a memory of someone else's life. Though it technically happened in this life, the level of personal transformation you've undergone makes it feel almost like a past life experience. You've grown so much in your confidence, strength, and resilience that you now carry incredibly strong energetic boundaries and higher standards for the energy you allow in. I sense that there was a time, either in a past life or in a past phase of this life, when you were deeply unappreciated by those around you. It could have been from a dominant figure in your life, like a family member or a romantic partner, someone who tried to block out your light. They made you feel like your light wasn't even there, or perhaps even that you weren't worthy of it. It was as if they were trying to dim you, and for a while you might have believed them. But let me tell you, that belief was never the truth. It was just a powerful illusion. This time, whether in this life or another, left you feeling deeply vulnerable and exposed, symbolized by the Angel of Strength card in reverse. You might have felt alone, weak, or unprotected, but what this experience did was lay the foundation for your growth. In that vulnerability, you began to build your inner strength, and it was during this seemingly broken and alone phase that the seeds of who you are becoming began to take root. You are stepping into your destiny now, what we might call your destiny timeline. For many of you, this alignment has already begun to unfold, bringing you to a place of deeper self-awareness, empowerment, and inner knowing. Even through the intense pain and isolation you may have felt, something profound within you was activated, something that now propels you forward on your path. You're no longer that fragile version of yourself who was dimmed or suppressed. You're stepping into the fullness of your potential. And the best part is, this is just the beginning. The trial you've endured is one that most souls would never choose to experience in this lifetime. In fact, I would say that over 99% of souls wouldn't opt for this path simply because it's something many wouldn't survive. But for those of you who have made it through, who have faced these intense challenges, these trials serve as a powerful activation into a deeper, more unparalleled strength and clarity. I'm hearing this loud and clear. You love so deeply because you've been hurt so deeply. This is a truth about you that many people don't fully understand. They see your radiant light, your boundless love, and your undeniable strength. But they don't see the raw, rugged path that you've walked to become who you are today. They can't fathom the depth of pain or the immense trials that have shaped your character and spirit. What these trials have done, however, is far more than just test your endurance. They have served to release heavy attachments and strip away masks that were once holding you back. For some of you, this has involved breaking free from a toxic attachment to a dominant figure in your life who couldn't or wouldn't appreciate you. I'm hearing unmasking the narcissist. Now, this message won't resonate with everyone, but for some of you, it's deeply relevant. You may have been dealing with a narcissistic person, someone who twisted your reality and tried to block your light. But through that trial, you unmasked them. But this is not only about unmasking others, it's also about uncovering the truest version of yourself. I saw a bluebird during my channeling, which I'm taking as a symbol of freedom and clarity. So, let me reshuffle here to dive a bit deeper. What is this unmasking all about? As I dig into this energy, I can sense that this unmasking is deeply tied to your inner truth, your authenticity that was once hidden behind layers of protection, old wounds, and perhaps even fear. You've had to shed the versions of yourself that no longer served you, and now you're standing tall, aligned with your true essence. This unmasking is your personal evolution, the peeling back of old layers to reveal the bold, beautiful soul that was always meant to shine. I pulled the Temple Path card, which speaks to how this unmasking is guiding you to align fully with your soul's highest path. This might feel like a powerful unveiling of your true self. If that resonates, I sense there was a profound ego death involved in this journey. It's as though you had to shed your old skin like a chameleon, releasing an old version of you that you thought was who you were, but that wasn't truly aligned with your essence. I know this may sound a bit complex, but if this message is for you, you'll feel it in your bones. Letting go of that old self was absolutely necessary for you to step into a new beginning. And I feel this process is still unfolding for you. I'm hearing, let go of who you thought you were to allow yourself to step into who you've always been meant to be. This energy is incredibly deep, and as I tune into it, I pulled the Magician and the Mirror card, which represents an activation, bringing balance to your internal divine feminine and divine masculine energies. It's like you're harmonizing the powerful forces within you to create your most authentic reality. This balance is key as you move forward. I also pulled the Community card, which shows that as you release the mask and reveal your true self, you begin attracting a new, soul-aligned community. But to call in these true connections, you had to let go of the old web, one full of expectations, attachments, and outdated ideas. I'm seeing a vision of someone cutting themselves free from a tangled web. This web had so many strands, connecting you to various people, outcomes, and expectations that no longer serve you. You had to break free from all that, unveiling your true self so you could align with those who genuinely resonate with your authentic energy. This is the key to creating a new network of connections that truly support and empower your soul's journey. For much of your life, possibly even the majority of it, it's likely that your true soul tribe hasn't been able to fully hear or feel your unique frequency. And there's a reason for that. If you've felt incredibly lonely, or as though you've been behind in attracting those soul-aligned connections, or if you found yourself drifting from one group to another without finding a deep bond, this could be because you were intentionally placed in a web. As a soul, you chose to incarnate into this web of circumstances, ideologies, belief systems, and possibly family or cultural expectations. This web wasn't a mistake, it was part of your design. It acted as a cocoon, a space for you to grow, evolve, and eventually break free. The real you was wrapped up inside it. And the purpose behind this was so that, in freeing yourself, you could show others the way out. If you hadn't been placed within that web, you wouldn't have been able to guide others to freedom. You've been a leader, helping others navigate out of darkness and into the light. But you could only do this by first being entangled in that web, a place that felt confusing and difficult, to say the least. In fact, I sense that some part of you may have even built an entire identity around that web. This could be the very skin you needed to shed, an identity formed by everything you were told you were or should be. But as you break free from that, you'll realize the deep power in showing others how to step into their own truth and light as well. With the garden and the gate reversed, I'm sensing that the next chapter of your life is all about your soul tribe finally hearing you. Now that you've unveiled your true self and freed yourself from the web, it's your time to shine. This is the moment when you will be heard, and the right people, those who truly resonate with you on a deeper level, will begin to show up. This new phase will allow you to open up and be vulnerable in ways that you couldn't before because you weren't connected to your soul tribe. If you've been hard on yourself for struggling to open up to the people you've encountered so far, that's because your intuition has always been guiding you to protect yourself, set boundaries, and hold back from people who weren't meant to be part of your true circle. But in this fresh chapter, the people who are aligned with you on a soul level will begin to come into your life. These are the ones you can let down your guard with, those who make you feel safe to be your authentic self. Along with this, I'm also receiving the action card in the upright position, which suggests that the foundation you've worked so hard to build, one that's been activated through deep inner work, is now ready for things to move quickly. You'll start to notice life speeding up and opportunities flowing in faster than before. And of course, the victory card is also here in the upright position, symbolizing a major breakthrough. This message has turned into something deeper than expected, and I sense that this is just the beginning. You're stepping into a powerful new chapter of your journey, one filled with progress, connection, and the rewards of your hard work. Thank you to all of you who have been co-creating these messages with me tonight. It's such a gift to be connected with you. Now we have the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles, both of which are 7s. The number 7 might be significant for someone listening here, and it's also a symbol of a cycle coming to an end. For some of you, this could indicate the closing of a 7-year or 7-month cycle. I'm also reminded of the biblical reference where God rested on the 7th day after creating the earth. This could symbolize your own 7th day of rest, a time for you to rest and recharge because the hard work has already been done. You've laid the groundwork for the destiny you're about to step into, and now things will naturally unfold in their own time. The 7s bring with them the energy of fruition, and something you've worked toward is about to come to life. Now, moving to the Knight of Swords. This card suggests big changes or opportunities on the horizon. It's the energy of diving right into something with confidence. There may also be someone who moves quickly toward you, a person who's assertive and decisive. While they might come across as a bit impulsive, it's simply because they are a direct, action-oriented individual. For some of you divine feminines, this could be a masculine energy entering your life now or very soon. However, with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, this could also indicate feelings of missed opportunities or potential that hasn't yet been realized. It's a reminder to remain open to new opportunities while also honoring what has already been accomplished. It's fascinating how these two cards connect, as they seem to represent completely opposite energies. The Knight of Swords is all about forward movement and action, while the reversed Ace of Pentacles speaks to delays or setbacks. It's almost like there's a push and pull happening between progress and obstacles. Now, we have the Ace of Swords. This card brings in a sense of separation or a divide, almost like a shift from the 3D to the 5D. It feels like there's a split between the missed opportunities of the past and the momentum of the big changes unfolding now. You might be feeling torn between these two energies, unsure of where to place your focus. So, what's really happening here? Let's pull another card for clarity. The Five of Cups shows that you may occasionally find yourself reflecting on the past, the skin you've shed, the things you've let go of, or the opportunities that didn't work out as you hoped. It's natural to feel like you've lost something along the way, but I'm hearing loud and clear, you haven't lost anything. In fact, you've become everything you were meant to be. What may have felt like a loss was actually part of the process of shedding the old version of yourself so you could step into your true power. This reading points to a major pivot, a shift in focus from what you think you've left behind to the opportunities and transformations that are rapidly approaching. These changes are coming in fast. Wow, this is such a powerful reading. I hope these messages have resonated with you. As I said, this channeling turned out to be longer than I usually record, but I follow the flow of the energy. Thank you so much for being here and co-creating this with me. Click the Join button to explore the membership options and see what exciting benefits await you. By joining, you'll get exclusive perks, behind-the-scenes content, and special access to our community. It's a fantastic way to support the channel and get even more out of your experience with us. If this video resonated with you and you crave more, interact with the content, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Magnetize Official. Share these words with anyone who might find comfort and inspiration.